What's going on over here? Let me see what's going on here. Let me see if there's any questions yet from TikTok. I had what's the word? A really good video I put up about tuning. I did it on TikTok and Instagram, and I think it's actually on YouTube. I haven't done it yet, but so here, look at this thing. I'm showing this both on TikTok and on Instagram. Okay, and take a look at this. Hey, nice guitar. Thank you. So, if there's any comments, let me know. Send them to me right now on Instagram, TikTok. No, sorry, YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook or Twitter. Look at this. I'm going to try to tune my guitar with this thing. Does everybody know what this is called? I'm going to hit it right here. Okay, I'm going to go. So I'm going to try to turn the volume so you can hear this. Now, this is all about learning how to tune your guitar by ear. It's hard to hear this, actually. Look. It's actually a pitchfork tuned to A440. You probably can't hear that at all, because I can't hear it close to me. And basically, it makes this pitch right here. So that's an A440, which is this note right here on the guitar. Now this is a 7-string guitar, guys. Okay, and here, the A440 of the pitchfork is actually the 7th fret. Now you should learn how to be able to tune a guitar using a pitchfork. Now the reason why I picked a pitchfork is some guy said, why don't you use a piano to get the note? I'm like, what if you don't have a piano? Then what are you going to do? Try to find a piano, go down the street and, drive a mile away to find, no. A tuning fork or pitchfork, is really a good thing to use, and I use it. You have to learn how to tune by ear. A lot of people don't know how to tune by ear anymore. That's the first thing I learned when I played guitar was, we didn't have tuners back then. So I had to find the right note, I had to get a pitchfork, a piano or something. So I used a pitchfork right here. So here's what it is. I put it here. I'm putting it on my pickup. You can hear it now. You hear that? So listen to this. So I was able to tune to that, okay? Now, once I get that note, I'm going to try to tune the rest of the guitar without my tuner. Now, don't get me wrong, everybody. I'm a Peterson. I use the most accurate tuners in the world, called the Peterson Strobe Tuner. And I use their clips. I'm one of their artists. I like to be in tune, okay? So, if there's any questions about being in tune, let me know. Because a strobe tuner is the most accurate tuner you could buy. But I didn't learn how to tune a guitar by using a tuner. I learned how to tune a guitar by using my ears. And the reason why you tune by, with a pitchfork or anything else is so you can train your ears. A lot of people don't know how to tune a guitar without a tuner. Now, there's a reason why I use a tuner. Is because when I'm on stage and everything's so loud, it's hard to tune a guitar actually. But you should be able to tune a guitar without, without a tuner at home tuning your guitar. So I tune my guitar right now. This is a 7-string. So this 7-string, okay, and a lot of progressive rock guys play with 7-string, and jazz guys like myself play with a low A. So I got to tune all these 7 strings now without my pitchfork, without my electronic tuner. Now I'm going to show you all my tuners in a little while, guys. But I have this tuner right here. This is a really good one too. It's an older version of the Strobo Clip tuner by Hendrickson, which is a strobe tuner, which is the most accurate tuner you could buy, okay, in the world. And they're famous for making like this tuner that's like this huge, costs you $3,000, and you can pick it tunes it. I don't know. I don't know what tunes, but anyway, you can get a $3,000 strobe tuner, or you can just get that clip-on, which is pretty expensive for a clip-on tuner. These are like $80. So anyway, so look, I tuned that guitar to this tuning fork or pitchfork, tuning fork, A440. Now A440 means if you could shake your hand 440 times in a second, you get the A pitch, okay? So anyway, let me see if I can do that. I'm trying, but I can't get that note, so I'll use this thing. So if you don't have a piano, to get any kind of note, you need a reference note, everybody. So the A440 is actually this pitch, 7th fret, or the harmonic on the 4th string, 7th fret, right above. If you know how to hit a harmonic, and that's not easy to do. Now we can tune 2 different ways, using open strings or harmonics. Or I do a lot of different ways to tune my guitar when I'm not using a tuner. So here, let's try to do this thing. Now listen to this. Now let me turn this up a little bit. I'm going to try to show you how to tune by ear for people who don't know how to tune by ear, because it's not easy to tune by ear. Now a lot of people have a hard time. Now I learned when I tune my guitar by ear. Now, which note is lower? Which note is higher? Does anybody know? I'm pressing the 4th string, 5th fret, and then I'm hitting the open string G open. Which one is lower? Can anybody tell me? No one can tell me? Let me see. Make a comment. The 2nd is lower. Good job, Daddy. I like that. The open string. Good. So I have to get that in tune. Look at that. Now, I'll tell you a secret, guys, I learned years ago when I learned how to tune a guitar. That when the 2 notes are the same and one's slightly lower or higher, you'll hear a wave. Now watch this. The wave is faster now. Now the better tune it is, the less the wave is. It's slower now. Now I'm going to raise it. Now it's in tune. You understand that? Now, I've got to tune the rest of the guitar. That's the hard part. Now, this is a 7 string. So you guys get that little trick I showed you? James! Is that Jamie Morrell, the guitar player? Hey, Jamie! Good to see you. I was just talking to you earlier. So, yes, someone said, man, for 3K, it's better to tune itself. Yeah, so someone said if you have a $3,000 tuner from Peterson, it's a big box. You put it on it's like a rack mount tuner. You usually use them in studios, and they use it for piano, and I don't know. You know, they make them. I've seen them at the NAMM show when I go get my tuner accessories for my Petersons, you know. So anyway, I have my 2 tuners here, and I have my pitchfork. So the next string I got to tune is the B string. So let's try that. Now that one's lower. Okay, I'm using my ears now. Remember that. You're supposed to be able to do this by yourself, guys. Now, once I tune this, we're going to check if it's really in tune after this. I'm going to tune it this way, the traditional way. So you're going to tune, on a 6-string guitar, you're going to tune, you try to find the right note. So right now I got the D string tuned. So I got to tune this one down here. I'm going to go to 2nd, 3rd string, 4th fret. Next one, 5th fret, 2nd string. Now, that was a little higher, it seemed like. Now I'm going to try to check if those strings are in tune. Now, I want to tell you something, everybody. Guitars are not perfectly in tune. That's the problem. So I could tune this like this and it still not be perfectly in tune. So watch this. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to play a chord with those first 4 strings, like a G chord, bar form like this. Sounds pretty good, actually. Now, usually when I tune the open strings, there's some intonation problems within pressing the frets. So that sounds pretty good to me. Now, let me see if I can get this note. Now, I tuned the 4th string already to the pitchfork right here. Watch this. Which is a harmonic. Open. Okay. It's the same pitch. Okay. Now, I'm going to tune the 4th string to the 5th string. Or the 5th string to the 4th string. Now, that sounds a little higher. So, look, I got to be careful. I'm playing a 7th string right here. So, I got to lower this. I don't hear any waves. Now I'm going to tune the 5th string open to the 6th string 5th fret. It's a little flat, I think. Now, so I think that's in tune. So let me play an E chord open. Not bad. Now, let me turn the reverb down. It's a little too reverb for me. Watch this. It's pretty good. I use no tuner. Now I got to tune the 7th string. That's the problem. Watch this. So here's a 7th string A. So I can tune it that way. I can tune it like this. I can hit the 7th string open and hit the harmonic on the 12th fret and press the 5th fret of the 7th of my 6th string to get the same note. Now that's pretty good. I tuned up the guitar. Okay, with no tuner. Now you should be able to do that yourself. You should not need these things. That's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of people are dependent on these machines here. So I'm just trying to help you guys train your ears. You got to train your ear. Now, to me, if I start playing up here, it's pretty in tune, my guitar, actually. I'm hitting octaves, and I can tell that my guitar is pretty in tune. But, you know, I have a pretty good setup. But when I learn how to do, when I set up my guitar has a movable bridge, everybody. Okay? And so I use the Peterson tuner to adjust the bridge to make sure it's accurate. I usually go hit the open string, and I press the 12th fret. No, I go and make sure they're in tune. It's a little off to me. You see what I just did to tune up, to make sure my guitar's in tune with itself? My guitar is pretty in tune, and I haven't had a setup. These strings are pretty old. They're like a year old. I've toured with this guitar all over the country, and I haven't changed the strings in months. So, you know, and I use 14 on top, just in case you guys know. You know that I use heavy strings to get my big sound. So anyway, I just tuned my guitar the traditional way. Let me see if there's any questions. Got one, yeah. Let me see if there's I see some questions here. Oh, so look at this. Thoughts on Steve Howe? Oh man, I love Steve Howe. I've seen him perform actually. So great question. Wait 15 minutes, back out. Okay, no problem. It's tuned, yes. Oh, A, B or A. Oh yeah, so James, I tuned to a low A, like Bucky Picciarelli does, or George Van Epps. You know, when I studied 7-string guitar with Bucky, Bucky Picciarelli is on this shirt right here, everybody. You can go pick this up on my website, actually, everybody. Go to ronjacksonmusic.com and order your own 7-string jazz guitar hero shirts. Take a look at this, yep. So, Bucky told me to tune to a low A. I'm used to playing to a low B because I play bass too, electric bass. And I play 5-string. And so I tuned to a low A here. Okay, everybody. So, when I'm playing, when I was playing, when I picked up the 7-string guitar the first time, I tuned to a low B, and Bucky said, "Don't do that. Tune to a low A." I'm like, "Well, really?" I was like, "Okay." So I got used to it. So basically, it doubles your A string. So it's really cool. I'm used to it now. So you can double note. So I get that low. You can double the bass notes. It's kind of cool with the 5th string, and you get that real low note that's really low. I really like that sound. Let me turn this guitar down a little bit. Turn the amp down. But so I'm gonna take you some of your questions too, everybody. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. So we're learning how to tune a guitar without your tuner. Okay, now I went over the traditional way. And we're going to try to tune this thing in a minute. Now, this is the hardest guitar to tune, guys. Take a look at this. I hardly play this thing, man. But it's a 12-string. Now, these are really hard to tune. You know why? Can anybody guess why these are hard to tune? Because it's hard to find those pesky little tuners up here, man, and match the string. I'm telling you, I'll be looking at this thing and going, which string is that? It's like really crazy, man, to tune these guitars. So we're trying to tune this thing too. Now, without a tuner. Remember that, no tuner. You got to know how to tune by ear. Now, tuning a guitar is really great for what? Look how big my ears are from tuning. My ears are really big now. The bigger the ear, the more tuning you can do. No, I think a lot of guitarists these days, you know, I don't want to say anything about my fans or anything, but you know, they get lazy. They watch YouTube videos and they think they can learn everything in 5 minutes. No, you got to learn how to tune a guitar. It takes you a long time to learn how to tune a guitar by ear. Okay, and that's part of ear training. I've been doing it since I was a kid. I went to Berklee College of Music, studied ear training. When I got there, I was 18 and I was at ear training 4 already. So I mean, my ears are really trained. So you should be able to, like, I give a lot of lessons away, you know, online. You know, I'll be playing some licks. You say, you want this lesson? And most people say, yes, I want the lesson. They don't want to say, well, let me transcribe that lesson. They don't say that. They don't want to learn it by ear. So I don't want to preach to you guys. A lot of trained musicians spend a lot of money and time learning by ear, learning how to read, doing all these other things. So it's very important to get this together yourself. Now, let me see. There's a comment here, finally, on YouTube or one of these places. Hey, Alex Loy. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. So let me see some questions here. There's a lot of messages here. Oh, yeah. Bucky Pizzarelli was also John Pizzarelli's dad. Of course, I know that. That's true, Jamie. Yeah, Bucky passed away 2 years ago, unfortunately, from the coronavirus, you know, and I was supposed to actually see him and hang out with him, but he passed away before I could. And, you know, I didn't know coronavirus was coming like everybody else. So, anyway, let me see who else is over here. Man, you gotta take a lunch break halfway through turning those. Ah, yeah, I like that. You're right. My 17 string is really hard to tune too. Do you know Louis Bonfa? Yeah, of course I know Louis Bonfa. He's a good friend of mine. I'm just kidding. But I know, of course, I know who he is. Hey, Ron, what type of strings are those black strings? Okay, everybody asks these questions all the time. The same questions. Please go to my YouTube, TikTok, Instagram videos. I do a whole video about all my Labella jazz tape strings. So take a look at my archives. Okay, these are Labella. Look at all these different types of strings I use, guys. Look at this. I'm going to show you. Let me get out the Labella pack. The ones I use on my guitar are called Labella. I hope they're in here. Labella jazz tapes. Uh-oh. I took them out. I have them over here someplace. But they're black. They're called Labella. Oh, here they are. Look at these. These strings. Labella jazz tapes, everybody. Take a look. So they're black. Well, okay, the first 2 strings, just so you know, are just regular, you know, steel strings. 14 and 17. And then the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th string are black tape nylon wound steel strings. Okay. And this string, I think, is a bass string I took from like a Tomasic set. This is round wound. So these are flat wound, black tape, steel strings with black tape nylon around them. And Bucky told me to get these, Bucky Pizzarelli. And, you know, I'm one of their endorsers, too, Labella. They're based in Newburgh, New York. They make some really cool strings. Their family has been making violin strings and guitar strings, all kinds of strings since the 1700s. It's an like a really cool company. I'm going to go by there and do like a Instagram, TikTok kind of YouTube video about their company soon, you know, when I get a chance, when I have some time. So these are really cool strings. You know, they come in this pack here. Is this open? It's not open. But let me show you. I'll open it up for you. So if you open up the strings, they look like this inside the pack, okay? Like this. You can see the black tape around them. They cut down on the packaging. They put in one little envelope here. You see that? So these are really cool strings. And there's a, you know, the top string is a 14. It's a 14. to a 79. So you know what? I'm used to playing 14s on my guitar. Years ago, one of my other guitar teachers, one of my mentors named Melvin Sparks, told me to go from 13s on top to 14s. so I'm used to playing with these really heavy strings, but I do play with thinner strings, of course. You know, like on a solid body, it's kind of weird to have a 14 on there. It's better to have a 10. I use a 10 or 11. And, you know, I know Steve Vai and some great guitar players use 9s, but I use 14 on my jazz guitar. You know, it depends on the guitar. The classical guitar, it's weird to have a thin string. So that's a great question. Let me keep asking some questions here. Anybody at YouTube or Facebook? Let me see. So, hey, Ron, what makes sense? Who's Bucky? Bucky Pizzarelli was one of the top jazz guitar players in the world, 7-string, and he played with everybody. He just passed away a couple years. He died in 94. And he was from COVID, unfortunately. And then he did a lot of recording sessions. He taught a lot of great guitar players, not including myself. So anyway, yeah, he was Bucky Pizzarelli. Check him out. And these are all the 7-string jazz guitar grades. You can pick up this shirt on my website. Go to ronjacksonmusic.com, okay? And get this shirt. And I also have the 6-string Guitar Hero shirt right here, guys. So you have to get yours right here. And, you know, can you guess who these guys are? These are all the 6-string guitar, my 6-string Guitar Heroes, okay? I don't know if these are backwards or not. It might be backwards on your video. But anyway, so it says Charlie, Django, Grant, Joe, Kenny, Les, Pat, and Wes. Those are my 6-string Guitar Heroes. Of course, there's more, but I can't put everybody in there. So, great questions, everybody. So, yeah, we're learning how to tune the guitar. Let me keep going down here. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, good. Let me see, 5th below. What's a movable? Oh, yeah, someone's asking me why a movable bridge. So, I mean, I don't know if there's an advantage. A lot of these archtop guitars, everybody, have a movable bridge. So, I don't think they want to cut the wood here, that's why, and make it, you know, embed it. I don't know why. But a lot of the archtop guitars, you know, hand-carved. This is a hand-carved guitar made in China, but it's called an Eastman, this guitar, AR-810CE, 7-string. So, yeah, a lot of my archtop guitars have a movable bridge, you know. Even my D'Angelico, which is up here, has a movable bridge, okay? You know, the one that made by D'Angelico called the XL1. So, it's hard to get it over there, but get it from over here, but I'll show you later. Oh, thank you. Jesus loves me. Thank you. Let me see what the other questions are. Yeah, someone, you know what, I like this guy right here. Daddy Lolo said, they're not perfectly in tune, but equally out of tune if intonated right. Yeah, he's right. You know what, so just, you know, a little history about intonation. My history may be off because it's my story, not his story. So, when you tune a guitar, everybody, you know, you can't really tune everything perfectly because instruments can't be tuned perfectly because of temperament. Equal temperament. Back years ago, you know why we have F sharp and all these enharmonic spellings? Like F sharp is the same as G flat, but years ago it wasn't not exactly the same note. That's what I heard. So we got into this equal tempered and tempered tuning, you know, and all this. I have to look it up on my favorite friend Google, just to make sure again, because you can find everything on Google now. You know, so everything's cannot be perfectly in tune, okay? The way you do that, a lot of people do now is to make everything be in tune is using recording software, like, you know, it's, you know, a lot of these tuning, auto tune and all that to make everything sound perfectly in tune. Everything to me sounds too perfect to these days. That's the problem with all the software. Now, if you go back in time and listen to some old recordings, I used to love Santana when I was growing up, and it sounded so modern back then. And what happened is, what's happening is I see a lot of stuff here. And what happens is, you know, when you listen to Santana and stuff, years ago, I was like, wow, that's really modern. But when I listen back now, it sounds out of tune. Because, you know, our ears are accustomed to hearing things so in tune all the time because of recording software and all the technology that's being used. So, you know, when I'm playing, I use my tuner, and you know this. I'll show you about this. I'll talk about the stroke tuner in a minute. And this is so accurate, and that when I tune it, the rest of the guitar sounds out of tune sometimes. And another way I tune it, just so you guys know, is that I tune by using my frets, and I compare notes. tune to me. Now, that note does, but this one does. Now, that's a little off. Now, that's normal on a guitar. That's the problem. It's hard to get your open strings in tune with your fretted notes. Because look at this. It's not that bad, the G note. Usually the G note's pretty off. If you tune the open string. Now, that's a little flat. That sounds a little flat when I fret it. So guitars are not perfectly in tune. That's the problem. But you got to try to make them as in tune as you possibly can. You know, that's why I check all the time. Now, if I play that up here, or let's say I play F. Now, it sounds out of tune to me a little bit now. I don't know why, but if I play it up here, it sounds a little out of tune now. Now, it sounded in tune before. Now, also, just so you guys know, when I'm tuning, your guitar naturally goes out of tune all the time when you start playing the strings and you're bending the strings and pressing the string. That's another problem. That's why I always have a tuner on the guitar, constantly tuning my guitar. I'm like, let me check this. Now, I'm tuning the guitar now. It's not too bad, but I can tell it's a little out of tune already. That's a little sharp. So I'm always constantly tuning, everybody. Constantly tuning to make sure I'm in tune when I'm performing, especially when I'm recording. So the guitar always goes out of tune naturally when you bend the strings. Even if you just don't, if you just let the guitar sit here, it'll go out of tune by itself. But it usually goes out of tune easier when I start bending the strings, especially on the jazz guitar. That's why you guys have all these systems, you know, like what's that called? You know, locking tuning systems and stuff. So when you bend the strings, they don't go out of tune. So I mean, that's really important to have those kind of things if you don't want to go out of tune. But you know, the guitar goes out of tune easily, actually, most of the time to me. Let me see what some of these questions. Oh, Triad. Can you play jazz? Yeah, I can play jazz. Oh, I love hollow body. Someone said, can you play jazz? Yes, I can. I love you. I'm going to play something in a minute. Someone said, James says he uses an app on his phone. So you know what, guys? Okay, I'm going to show you the different tuners I have. We're talking about tuning today. Well, I'll play a little bit, but, you know, I'll play a song in a minute. But look at this. I use this tuner, too. So I use the Strobo Clip. This is an older version from Peterson. Now, if you look carefully, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see if I play the guitar. Let me plug it up to my guitar so you can see how it works. This one you can kind of see. And when I hit the string, you see? You see that? That's a strobe tuner. I'm turning the wrong tuning peg. When it stops moving, it's in tune. Watch this. When it stops moving, it's in tune. It's hard to use these. So look at that. Now, look, I can't see from... I can't see. Now, I think when it goes right, let me see. When it goes right, it's actually... Oh, I dropped it. When it goes right, it's sharp. When it goes left, it's flat. So look at this. Now it's flat here. So look at this. Can you see that? So that's in tune. Look at this. I'm showing YouTube too, guys. I'm talking to 3 different platforms. No, 4 different platforms. I'm on Twitter too. So look, this is how you tune the guitar with the strobe tuner. Now this is the older version. I use this tuner, this version of the Peterson Strobo Clip tuner at home because these are really fragile. And this is the older version. Plus it eats the battery up. So I just use this one at home. The more modern version is let me show you. Is where is that thing? Uh-oh. Do I have it with me? I have it. Well, it looks like this. This one's kind of messed up. I gotta send it back. But I can't even turn it on. But this one's a more modern version, and it's easier to see the LED and all this. I use that. Also, I have a version that's on my phone. It's called the Strobe. I think they call it Strobe here. Let me see if I can find it for you. Here it is. So this is a phone version right here. It's called Strobo Soft. Look at this. So that's more of the version that you see like on the whatever you call it, on the for the like the pedal board version, or the the rack mount version. That's how it looks like. Or they have a pedal too, Peterson tuners. Okay, so look at this. So so that hits an E. So that's pretty in tune. You see that? So that's pretty in tune. That's an E, and it tells you which E it is. It's an E4. Really accurate. Now you can get this on your iPhone or your. This is actually an Android phone, but I have two phones. I have an Android and an iPhone, so you can get this on either phone, I think. And it's called a Strobo. It's called the Strobosoft. I don't know if they can buy it now. I bought this. It costs like $10. No, Peterson tuners are the most expensive tuners too, but they're the best ones. So you see all the notes that come out like that. So that's another tuner I use. So I have that one. Also, I have this one. I have a pedal one. When for my pedal board, when I use pedals once in a while, and I use this one from Boss, this chromatic one. See that? This is actually it's called the TU2-2 by Boss. So this one's cool, because you could you could tune with your volume up or you could tune with your volume off. There's two different settings, and it actually powers your other pedals too. Wait, does it? Does this one? Yeah, I think this one powers your own the rest of the pedals too. It's like a power adapter as well. So that's cool. Also, but the most important thing is I use my friend tuning fork. And you know what? I like to play the ancient Chinese song called Tuning. That's a dumb joke. Tuning. So anyway, hey, let me see Victor. Victor, my friend, is back. How are you, Victor? I haven't seen you in years. My friend on YouTube. It's good to see you, Victor Bradshaw. Yeah, Petersons are great tuners. I haven't seen Victor in years. So I have to play a song for Victor because I haven't seen him in years. I'm going to play a song for you guys called Girl with Emphysema. Let me drink my coffee first. So, just so you know, everybody, if you're enjoying what you hear, I'm accepting gifts on TikTok. And also I have my super chats on YouTube. If you want to, also if you like my merch, please check it out. Let me play you a song. So I've been talking too much. Let me see if it's in tune. Close enough. Close enough for jazz. So he wants to hear Girl from Ipanema. So let me play that for you. I'm having fun, guys. So I'm going to answer your questions more, okay? Yeah, this is an Eastman, just so you know. So let me play this for you. I'm going to put some reverb on here. Not Freebird, reverb. 1, 2, 3, go. that was for Victor. Girl from Ipanema. So let me see. A birthday gift. Michelle says birthday gift. Thank you, Michelle. So let me see. Wow, I love that version. How much do you need to release it? Oh yeah. Oh, you want me to record that one? I'm gonna have to record another album soon, Victor. So I gotta figure that part out next. But so that was girl from Ipanema. Let me see if I can answer a couple of questions here. Are you playing on anything or just speaking? Michelle was asking me that. Yeah, I'll play a couple of songs. You're looking at the wrong direction. Don't know why though. Oh, you know why? I don't know why. Sometimes YouTube. Someone said I'm looking at the wrong direction. Yes. The reason sometimes the format looks different on different channels. So to me, it looks like. Well, you know what? Just so you guys know, I'm broadcasting to 4 different places. So let me answer some questions here on TikTok, because I have a lot of people watching on TikTok right now too. Let me see this right now. Oh, thank you, James. You messed with Barry Harris voicings? Oh, have you? Of course I have. I stayed with Barry Harris for years. And in his classes, 3 Torches. We'll talk about that in a minute. Great playing. Thank you, James. Hi, Capri Chris from Corpus Christi. Thank you, Margarita, guitarist. I met a change is going to come. Oh, I don't know that one. Well, I played it before, but I don't know if I can play that one really well. Can you play Long Time Coming? Change come. Encourage your viewers to share your live. Hey, do me everybody. Please share my live video. I forgot to tell you guys that. Please share my live video, and I'll answer all your questions. But the main topic is tuning, because a lot of people. My point today, because I put a video up just on TikTok just today. It's actually a repost from a couple of years ago. A lot of people, guitar players, don't know how to tune by ear. They need these tuners, clip-ons, pedals, phone tuners. They have all this stuff. But you know what? You got to know how to tune by ear first. Then these other tuners are just here to help you. And also, the main reason is this, everybody, is you got to train your ears. Now, you should be able to learn songs by ear, transcribe, learning guitar solos, learning. So that's how I learned how to play. I learned how to read notation after the fact, okay? After learning by ear, learning how to tune my guitar, all this. I didn't have all these things, I learned how to, from vinyls, putting the needle on the vinyl, getting the grooves in there, wearing out those grooves, learning tunes, So you have to learn how to tune your guitar exactly the same way, everybody, okay? You got to learn how to tune it that way. So let me keep going here. So please share my live video with everybody. Oh, Victor, you've been sick. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, okay. You just got out of the hospital. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Let me look at these other questions. So can you play some Benson? Yeah, locking tuners, Evertune. I've never heard of that one. I really like the article on Downbeat about you. Oh, thank you, James. I heard about you tune guitars fuller on the recording. I've heard out of tune guitars sound fuller on recording. I don't know about that, but I mean, that's a different thing. Adam Neely has a good video on tuning. Oh, good. I don't know Adam Neely, but so many people. What do you play over the changes to I Got Rhythm? Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Wes Montgomery, George Benson. So someone asked me about, this is a question that's out of hand. That's not the same thing. So when I'm playing over rhythm changes, everybody, I'm actually playing a couple of different approaches for you guys to know when I'm actually playing over rhythm changes. Okay, so let me just, before we get back to tuning, I'll just answer that question. So when I'm playing over rhythm changes comes from the song I Got Rhythm. So basically, it comes from the song I Got Rhythm. So that song, basically uses a very common chord progression that's really just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to 5 in the key of B flat, which is B flat to F7. But in jazz, we made it into 1, 6, 2, 5, which is like a substitution. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, So when I'm playing over that, just so you guys know, you can all play. A lot of people just play like a B flat major scale if you're learning how to play jazz. So just go. I mean, I'm just not playing. I'm not really playing anything jazz there. I'm just playing like the scales. Okay. So that's what you can do over rhythm changes in the beginning, the first 8 bars. But eventually, you have to learn how to play over each chord. So I'm gonna go 1, 2. So it's gonna be B flat major 7, G minor 7, C minor 7 to F7. So you can just arpeggiate the chord. Now go around. You can do that over and over. Now that's really basic arpeggios. But then you start learning how to do lines over this. So you can just go like this. I mean, there's different kinds of lines you could do. You could go. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing jazz lines, which are different kinds of reharmonizations. I'm trying to break this down into like 1 minute to learn how to play over rhythm changes. So you got to develop your language of jazz by learning to do arpeggios, the scales, and then learning lines from transcribing. Now that gets back to tuning. You have to transcribe. You got to have an ear, and if you can't tune your guitar, you're not going to be able to transcribe just as much, because you got to be able to hear notation and hear the right notes. You got to be able to find it on your guitar. So that's ear training. So it's important to learn these skills like tuning a guitar to do, which is a basic, to learn how to do things like jazzy things like this. Okay, so that's a great question. Oh, you crashed your Cessna going to Montreal, then cancer fled. Oh wow, you crashed a Cessna? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Victor. It's my good friend Victor here on YouTube. Good to hear, good. I'm glad you're back, Victor, as well. So let me see. I'm going to answer some more questions too. I guess so many questions. Pat Martino, can you? Someone's asking me, why do you think bigger strings work better with hollow bodies? Well, you know what? I'll tell you, everybody. I think bigger strings. We could talk about this later, but I did a video about this already. Bigger strings give you a bigger sound, so that means you rely less on the amp to get your sound. Okay. I see a lot of people put thin strings on like 10s on an arch top, and I'm like, wow, that's really thin. You don't get a thick sound. I mean, I come from the old school, like Pat Martino. George Benson doesn't even play strings that thin. My guitar teacher Melvin Sparks didn't play like that either. Or Bucky used 14s like me. So that's the thing. The bigger the string, the bigger the sound. So there's a lot of advantages with that. If you don't know what a chord is, importance of ear training. Yeah, thank you, Rahul. Rahul said, look at this. Rahul said that, let me see. Rahul said that you can't play over chord changes if you don't know what a chord is. That's the importance of ear training. That's very good. So, I mean, a chord, is, to me, some people don't, they say the chord is 3 or more notes, but to me, a chord is 2 notes or more. They call it a dyad, when I write for Acoustic Guitar Magazine. So just so you know, guys, if you're talking about chords, I have my book right here that you can pick up on my website called Chords at Your Fingertips. And, it's all about chord melody and everything that I do on the guitar. Okay? And so, to play chords and learn about chord voicings, it's a lot of understanding about, harmony and theory and all kinds of different things. Okay, but tuning is a basic thing that you should learn about. Okay, let me keep going here. Let me answer a few more questions. Tape strings. Does anybody ask who he is? Who's that? That's because YouTube. Oh yeah. Okay, let me keep going down here. Let me answer some of these questions. Why tune without a tuner? Because you can. No. Someone said, why tune without a tuner? Because you can. It's not about that. I tune with the tuner, but you got to know how to tune. What if you lose your tuner? You got to learn how to tune the guitar. I mean, you know, no one's gonna go, hey man, can you help me tune my guitar? You know, like, you know, first it looks embarrassing if you have to do that. It's a good skill to know. I mean, it's a basic that you should know to tune a guitar is to learn how to tune without a tuner. You know, and so you know, it's just like when when I teach one of the first things I teach, I teach third graders guitar too. I teach college level, all levels. The first thing I teach them to do is name the strings. How do you tune a guitar? No. Seventh string. So, you know what I mean? So you got to be able to tune a guitar like that. Then another way to tune a guitar, so we're talking about tuning, is using harmonics. So, with a six-string guitar, I do this. Fifth string, sixth string, sorry. Sixth string, fifth fret, fifth string, seventh fret, then same thing on the fifth string. Now this one, when you get to the third string, it's not perfectly in tune now. Still, you hit the ninth fret, which is hard to hit that harmonic, everybody. Hit the fifth fret of the second string, and then hit the seventh fret of the first string. You hear how the third string's always a little off. Now, if I turn this third string, it's going to make the guitar out of tuning. Now it's sharp. That's the problem with the third string. So what I usually do, once I tune again. Use my ears. Make sure it sounds in tune with itself. So that's how you tune with harmonics. You see what I did? Now this one. Or this. This one. The seventh string, you do that. Okay? So that's how you tune that. Let me see. What if the battery dies on the tuner on stage? Better know how to tune. Better know how to how you know how to tune your strings. Good point, Michelle. Good point. Yeah. So the reason why I pick up a tuning fork, everybody, is because, look, I can put it in my pocket. Or, you know what, I have a little case in my... Now, everybody says, someone said, why don't you use the piano to tune? I'm like, you going to carry a piano around, guys? You got to carry a keyboard around? And what if it's a keyboard and you can't turn it on? How are you going to tune? So you got to learn how to tune. You know, I like it. Sometimes I go to gigs and some guy says, give me a note. The bass player says, can you give me a note? I like when a bass player says that because I have my tuner, but I give him a note. But I still know how to tune my guitar without the... But I like when guys ask, give me a note, because they're using their ears. And that's how you really learn how to play, everybody. That's the whole point of this going live today, mostly. So let me see. Let me keep going. Let me see if there's some other questions here. You're welcome. I'm from Brazil. Pleased to meet you. So Barry Harris voicings. So let me just answer that question. So Barry Harris... so everybody, you know, if you like what I'm doing, you know, please send, you know, you can accept gifts here, and you can go to my PayPal here at, right now on, you know, on YouTube and, all these other places that I'm on here. So, okay. And, you know, if you enjoy what I'm doing, I give lessons as well. You can go to my website. Also, a lot of people like this. I have my vinyls. You know, I was just on tour. I was in Ohio. I'm sorry I missed you, Victor. And, you know, when I was on tour, this is the most popular item. You can pick this up on my website, okay? And let me play you a song off there, maybe, for now. Let me do something like kind of fast. One of my favorite jazz standards. And let me see. Let me hide this comment. Hide current comment. So let me play you a song called "Will You Still Be Mine?" It's on my new album. Ready? Wow. So that was called Will You Still Be Mine? That's off my new album called Standards of My Songs. And actually, this was a top 10 record in the United States back in May. Okay. And, go look at my website and you can see everywhere I'm playing, etc. Now, let me see. Um, let me see. Hey, everybody. Exactly. Oh, thank you for watching, everybody. Okay. Why tune your guitar? Uh, okay, good. Yeah, good. Hey, everybody. So let me see. What do you think of the accuracy of phone app tuners? I think they're very accurate, actually. Someone just asked me that question. Especially if you use the Strobo one like I'm using. This is the most accurate tuner. The strobe tuners are the most accurate tuners. Let me show you these. Watch this. These tuners are the most accurate. Okay, the strobe ones, because when all the notes are when all the notes are in tune, this will not move. Okay, so these are really accurate. Now this is like an expensive tuner to buy online. That's like $10. That's expensive for an app tuner, but these are the most accurate. And Petersons are the most expensive tuners. So like I showed you this earlier. Well, these cost. This is like the older version, but this was like listed $80 for like a clip-on tuner. That's pretty expensive, man. But I don't get it for that price at all. But for the general public, that's pretty expensive. But they're really accurate, and I like to sound accurate. They call me an in-tune artist, which is kind of like a funny name, but I like to be in tune. When I'm a little out of tune, I'm like, ugh, it makes me play worse or something. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so thank you everybody for watching. You know, I mean, I could keep talking about this all night, but it's like I'm getting tired and hungry now. So, so I've been on for about an hour. So thank you for watching. So please, everybody, follow me if you don't follow me a lot as much. You know, support me. You support us artists. You know, go to my YouTube channel, my Instagram. Follow me there. Share everything that I do. You can go to my store, get these shirts, or you know, if you want to donate, you know, that'll be great too. I take live gifts too, and the super chats on YouTube. And I'm gonna, you know, also I have a Patreon account. I forgot to mention there's so many things that I didn't mention, but you know, I have a Patreon account where you can actually join there, and you get lessons. I have all kinds of lessons there. Also, there's an option to get private lessons. I'm going to be changing the tiers soon because I need to like actually update my Patreon. But you know, thanks for watching, everybody. It was really great, you know, talking to you guys about particularly about learning how to tune a guitar. You know, part of learning tuning a guitar is really learning, you know, developing your ears. So you know, when you develop your ears, you can do anything you want. Okay. So thanks for watching, and I'm gonna have to get going now. And you know, you can watch the playback, everybody, on YouTube because I'm gonna leave it on YouTube. Okay. So have a great day. I'm gonna get off right now. I'm gonna hang up right now on YouTube. Great seeing you, everybody, on YouTube. Thank you.